Hello, this is Jolene White with Remax Suburban, and I am recording live from the Woodstock Square. I am sitting in front of Santa's Hut. That is sponsored by the Woodstock Rotary Club, and in the background you will hear Christmas holiday music, thanks to the historic Woodstock Opera House for providing that. So I'm going to speak loud and clear so you can hear this delightful story, but I'm proud to be able to read to you today the book Santa's Prayer by Tom Roberts. And when I thought of this, I thought of no other place to read it than from Santa's home. So wanted to point out that this book, certainly it talks about the true meaning, I think, of Christmas, and how Santa, on the eve of delivering all of the presents and toys to children throughout the world, how he was able to take just a brief moment and give thanks and pay tribute to the real message and meaning of our holiday. So the illustrations are a little bit different than what we've seen in other holiday books that I've read so far, but I hope you enjoy it. Santa's Prayer by Tom Roberts. It was on Christmas Eve in a small Midwestern town during the late afternoon, and the snow was coming down, when my sister and I had gone for a walk down the old church road to have a Christmas talk. We wondered aloud about reindeer and elves, about candy-filled stockings and presents for ourselves. We talked about getting our wish list of toys, about dear old Santa, the focus of our joys. When there at the church, we saw a flash of red, of a figure going inside, with white hair on his head. We knew in an instant it was the old man himself, Mr. Kris Kringle, that great jolly old elf. So we snuck in behind him to see what he would do, and we watched and we listened while crouched behind the pew. He stood there for a moment, and so quiet all the while. Then he took off his hat and started down the aisle. He walked up to the altar and knelt there in the hay, right beside the manger scene where the infant Jesus lay. He bowed his whiskered face, he closed his twinkling eyes, then he began to speak, and much to our surprise, he prayed to baby Jesus in a voice so soft yet clear. So sister and I moved closer to make sure that we could hear. He said, "Dear Jesus, thank you. Thank you for this night. Thank you for who you are and for your Christmas light. I come to you this Christmas with a concern on my mind, a concern for the children and what they expect to find. When tomorrow morning comes and the gifts are handed out, will they still remember what Christmas is all about? I pray that you will guide me as I make my rounds this eve, to bring some understanding with every present that I leave, understanding to the children that the toys from Santa's sleigh are only fleeting fancies, rarely lasting beyond the day. I pray that you will bless me with the knowledge that I need to keep all of these children, to not give in to greed, to recognize that Christmas is not all about me or pretty wrapped packages placed beneath the tree. I pray that they'll remember that you're the inspiration, the true reason for the season, the Christmas celebration. You're the star of Christmas time and should be throughout the year. You're the one who deserves the praise, not old Santa here. I'm just your servant, helping however I can, to remind all the children of the gift you gave as man. Your life and your love and the example you have shown are gifts that last forever, long after they are grown. So help me, dear Lord, help me make it clear to all the world's children that you're the focus here. I pray that they'll be thankful and feel your love within and share the joy of Christmas and let hope spring forth again. It was then that Santa paused and grew silent for a time, when suddenly from above we heard the church bells chime. Taking a deep breath, Santa raised his burly head, and ending his humble prayer, this is what he said. Well, dear Jesus, it is time. Oh, Santa must now depart, but I'll be thinking of you always. I'll keep you in my heart. And then opening his eyes, Santa rose to his feet. But with a glow on his face, he walked on the street. Sister and I stood silently, watching him leave in awe. Then we turned to the manger scene, where Jesus lay in the straw. We looked at one another, we didn't know what to say, but when we saw the little babe, we felt like we should pray. So we knelt down beside him, unsure of what to do. Then we remembered Santa and said, Dear Jesus, thank you. The end. I hope you enjoy this story. It's beautiful. If you haven't been able to see Santa this year, Santa has moved his visitations to the Woodstock Opera House instead of it being here in the hut. So I'll provide you some information to schedule time to go see Santa. I know we've scheduled our time for next weekend, and excited to meet him and Mrs. Claus at their new location. But I hope you enjoyed the story, and I will see you tomorrow.